Hello, and welcome to another episode of Quick Bites, the show where we try to get through all of the recent restaurant headlines in as little time as possible. I am Sam Okus, Editor-in-Chief of Nation's Restaurant News, joined by my colleague, Jonathan Mays, Editor-in-Chief of Restaurant Business. Jonathan, it's early 2025, but I feel like we've had a year's worth of restaurant headlines already.
This has been the longest month in history.
Yes, for a lot of reasons, but definitely all of the headlines that have been coming out in restaurants, and we're going to jump into them right now. Jonathan, I want to start with Chili's, the brand I did not think I would be talking about all the time in 2025, but I am. Chili's recently announced their most recent quarter same-store sales were up 31.4%. 31.4%. Did we ever expect Chili's would enjoy that kind of sales, and why is it doing so well right now?
That is a great question, and there are probably about 5 million restaurant executives currently wondering the same thing. The contrast between Chili's reporting 31.4% same-store sales and news from its competitors is mind-blowing. Applebee's just laid off, Dine Brands Global, Applebee's parent company, just laid off a bunch of corporate staff. TGI Fridays, which along with Chili's, Applebee's, and Ruby Tuesdays sort of formed the core of the bar and grill revolution in the 1990s. TGI Fridays has closed like more than half of its locations, corporate U.S. locations this year, filing through bankruptcy. And here Chili's is doing 31.4%. And they're doing it the right way with good operations and with just really, really good marketing and a lot of luck. And
Yes, let's pick up on what you just said there, luck, because first off, I will say any restaurant can enjoy a resurgence. And don't count any restaurant brand out, because with the right moves, any restaurant can come back, as we've talked about here on Quick Bites, Jonathan. But what's remarkable about Chili's is I think that luck component, especially when it comes to social media. Chili's has had the great fortune of having a lot of influencers posting about their time at Chili's, particularly with these cheese pulls that I think I'm too old to understand. I just don't get it with these cheese pulls, but these kids these days, they love the cheese pull. And it's going viral on TikTok, and Chili's capitalized. Chief Marketing Officer George Felix, I think, has done an incredible job with his team in making sure that Chili's is relevant again. And that includes jumping onto any time Chili's is mentioned really in social media and encouraging it and kind of gaining some of that irreverence that a brand like maybe a Taco Bell would enjoy. That on top of the Triple Dipper value offering, which accounted for 14% of their sales, are certainly why Chili's is now the brand of the moment.
It's not just the kids that like cheese, man. Cheese is good. You want to build sales? Cheese. More cheese.
Pro cheese. I'm pro cheese. I'm pro cheese.
Yeah. Cheese is fantastic. Next topic, Sam. Something is going on in the pizza business, Sam. Specifically, aggregators are taking a bigger and bigger chunk of pizza delivery sales ordered from Pizza Concepts. Sam, are we seeing the beginning of the end of the era in which pizza chains employ their own delivery drivers?
I don't think so, Jonathan. I know it seems like a lot of the pizza chains are going in the direction of the third-party aggregators. Domino's was like the last domino to fall, yes, pun intended. But I still believe there is room for the pizza chains having their own delivery drivers, and I'm going to tell you why. One of the things I've heard a lot about lately from restaurant companies about how they are succeeding is through hospitality. Even though customers want convenience, yes, they want ease, they want everything done for them with the press of a button, they do still appreciate hospitality. And more restaurants, including, for example, all those coffee drive-through brands, they're really emphasizing hospitality. Hospitality, you only have control over your hospitality if you hire the people who are delivering your food. And especially when you consider the fact that restaurants are becoming more and more automated, and I would expect pizza chains to use more and more automation in their kitchens, they can reallocate their labor to the drivers who are going to deliver the pizzas and give that great hospitality. I think it is not going all the way of the third-party aggregator. Jonathan, what do you think?
I think you're wrong, Sam, frankly.
Oh, okay, let's hear it.
And let me tell you why you're wrong. So, look, I see your point. However, how much hospitality can really be generated by somebody just in a hurry to get as many deliveries done in a specific period of time? But basically what we see going on here is that aggregators are taking up a bigger and bigger percentage of sales from traditional pizza delivery concepts. At Papa John's, which was the pioneer of this effort, about 17% of their sales now come through aggregators, which is mind-blowing to me. That means the consumer is bypassing the extremely easy delivery app and is more likely just ordering it from DoorDash or Uber Eats. We're already seeing evidence in California of Pizza Hut franchisees dropping their own delivery drivers. I think we're going to see that more and more and more as these aggregators build up more sales, and it's going to force pizza chains to rethink how they do their business.
We will see. We will see, Jonathan. Everything is cyclical is all I'm saying in the restaurant industry. Everything is cyclical because we'll see. So we'll see who is wrong on this one. Okay, last subject. It's another episode of Quick Bites. So, of course, it's another opportunity to talk about Starbucks, which has been in the news an awful lot lately, especially because of new CEO Brian Niccol and everything he has been doing to that company. They recently announced some new executives at Starbucks and also some operational changes they're going to be making to try to turn around sales and traffic, which are both down still. Jonathan, what are these moves? Do we think they're going to finally fix Starbucks?
Yes, I do, actually. I think that Brian Niccol should have been hired 2 years earlier, frankly. Yeah. I think Brian, look, he is one of the best executives in the industry, has a phenomenal track record from both Taco Bell and Chipotle. But honestly, he is just using the playbook, the restaurant fix-it playbook. He is going to cut the menu. He's going to fix operations. He is improving marketing. All of that there's probably an actual playbook out there somewhere that CEOs use. And one real quick thing I want to point out is the shift in mobile ordering. After 2+ years of all this effort from Howard Schultz and then Laxman Narasimhan to fix the bottlenecks inside the stores, he took a look at it and said, all we just need to do is an algorithm change on the mobile order, and that's going to fix the backups at 3/4. I still wonder why the hell they didn't do that a lot earlier. It's just mind-blowing to me.
That's a great question. That's a great question, Jonathan. Yes, I think you're right about all these things. And Brian Niccol, certainly very exciting to see the changes he's bringing to Starbucks. One of the things I'm most excited about is the fact that they're kind of going back while they're improving the throughput efficiencies, making sure the operational changes to keep everything moving very smoothly. They're also going back to the whole third place mentality. These were sort of small changes, but one of the changes they are going to make is going back to ceramic mugs for anybody who is sitting in the Starbucks and enjoying their beverage there. It's a nice touch. Those of us who want to go to a coffee house and, meet somebody for coffee or go study or do work or whatever it is, you want that nice touch of the ceramic mug. You don't want it to be a very generic coffee experience, which I think Starbucks has started to become. They're also going to go back to using a Sharpie to write people's names on the cups. That's sort of a meme in our country. It's sort of funny and we chuckle about it, and it's something they should embrace. Last thing I'll say here too is, Jonathan, you and I should probably get a job with Brian Niccol at some point, because he brings the people with him into every company he goes to. Meredith Sandlin and Mike Graham are the latest that come from Taco Bell to go to Starbucks. And Brian Niccol, I think, just go back to your point, Jonathan. He knows what he's doing here, and he's using the playbook and the people who are familiar to him. That's all we've got today for Quick Bites. Jonathan, thanks as always. It has been a pleasure. And for those of you who are watching, remember to go to nrn.com and restaurantbusinessonline.com for more news and insights on these stories and more. We'll talk to you on the next episode.